One of the things that I've been doing with my son is that on the weekends, we study the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this has become a regular thing, and it's not something that I thought about putting on YouTube. And this time, I thought I'd share this particular one, and depending on the response, um, I can do so in more detail. Maybe it will benefit other kids, parents, and so on learning. However, we got to a point in time where we were reading through the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we got to the point in time where Rasulullah is considering, is about to move from Makkah to Medina. Okay, so do you want to tell me why was Rasulullah salatu wasalam looking to go from Makkah to Medina? And tell me about some of the things that were happening.
It was so he could escape from the Quraysh. It's because the Quraysh were targeting him and trying to kill him. And also the Quraysh, when the Prophet Muhammad was going to Medina, they tried to stop him. It's because with magnets, they're probably two magnets that come together, and after that the magnetic field and the waves get stronger, and then more magnets are going to come. That would be like Islam because like.
Slow down.
Why?
Slow down. I think you're trying to say too much. So, why was there's two separate things, okay? One was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was looking to leave Makkah, and he was looking to arrive in Medina, okay? So I want you to think of them as two separate things, okay? Why was he looking to leave, and why was he looking to arrive at Medina?
So he can escape the Quraysh.
That was one of the reasons why he was looking to leave Makkah, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did Rasulullah salatu wasalam decide to leave Makkah 13 years after he received revelation from Allah, after the angel came to visit him in the cave? Why did he decide to leave after 13 years, even though, as soon as he came back from receiving revelation, and the story of him, he was worried and he was concerned, and he went to see his wife, and he was shaken by the experience, yeah. Soon after that, he started to talk to people about Islam, his close friends, family, and so on. Okay, some people accepted, some people rejected, but people didn't like him straight away. Straight away, they started to spread lies about him, and they started to say he's a magician. And even though he was known to be really trustworthy, they still turned around and said, this guy's a liar. They're the kind of things that they said about him straight away, okay? So their hatred, the Quraysh, and their hatred for him and what he stood for, existed very early on, okay? And then later on, as he began to call more people to Islam, the problem continued, yeah? So they carried on being horrible towards him. There were people who planned to kill him, and so on. And all of these things carried on for several years. For over 13 years. Why was it after 13 years did he, salatu wasalam, decide to leave for Medina? Because they were trying to kill him before then as well.
Yeah. It was because before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never told him that he has to go to Medina, and also what's it called again? He'll be able to make Islam stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of Medina was all interested in it. I wanted Islam to get bigger. I like the Great and wanted it to not exist.
Yes, that is true. So the Quraysh at the time, they didn't like what Rasulullah was standing for, and the people in Medina, because they had heard about Islam and they welcomed Musab ibn Umar to Medina, and he taught them about Islam. They wanted the Prophet Muhammad SAW to move there. And because there was an entire town who that wanted the Prophet Muhammad to be there, the Quraysh knew that where in Makkah the Muslims were few in number, there was only a few hundred at the time, that if the Prophet Muhammad SAW went to Medina, then like the example that you gave earlier, like a magnet. Yes, that's what it was like. So when people talk about Rasulullah leaving Makkah, a lot of people, they only talk about why he left because of the problems that he had in Makkah. They don't talk about what was happening in Medina, which is why he wanted to go there. It's because there's two parts to it, yeah? So you mentioned magnets because we were talking about that earlier. It's a bit like a magnet, yeah? So when you have the opposite ends of a magnet, they attract. And when you have the same end to a magnet, they repel each other away. Okay? So it's a bit, I'm going to just for simplicity, I'm going to say right and wrong, okay? So when you have the wrong side of the magnets pointing towards each other, they push each other apart. And when you have the right sides pointing towards each other, they pull each other in. And they can hit quite hard. And it's quite an exciting time as well. So in Makkah, the magnets were pushing away, and in Medina, they were pulling towards each other, right? Yeah? So all that meant was just like if you had magnets laid out on a table and there's one in the middle, the one that's pointing in the wrong direction is pushing them along, and the one that's in the right side, they were pulling them together. But now when those two that were pulling each other together, they connect, what happens? They become bigger and they become stronger,
and the weights and stuff get more stronger, and they keep attracting more and more magnets.
Yes, exactly that.
Same like a magnetic field.
Exactly like that. The magnetic field gets bigger and stronger, and now there's two magnets working together, and that means that there's more magnets and more pieces of metal that can be attracted. So that is exactly what happened in Medina, meaning that the magnets got stronger, and there were more people who were welcoming to Islam and to the Prophet Muhammad SAW, and it got to a point where it gathered a lot more momentum. Do you know what momentum means?
No.
Momentum is like momentum is when I learned this at school, I learned it at A-level maths. So momentum is mass plus speed. Did you understand that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You mean like weight and speed?
Okay. So you know how fast you can run?
Yeah.
Okay. If this pen was traveling as fast as you can run,
Yeah.
I can put my hand there and I'll stop it, yeah?
Yeah.
And it stops. If there was a lorry that was traveling at the same speed as fast as you can run and I put my hand there, would it stop?
No.
No, because the lorry
It
has
goes
more
straight
mass.
through it.
Okay, so momentum is how heavy the thing is or how much mass the thing has and how fast it's going together. Because even if the pen was doing 200 miles per hour, if I put my hand there, it's going to go through my hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's momentum. Momentum is how is the opposite of momentum is trying to understand how hard it is to get something to stop. Okay, and it's really hard to stop a lorry when it's moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're inside and you'll press the brake.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened when Rasulullah arrived in Medina was that the magnetic field, it gathered momentum, and that's why for 13 years from when Rasulullah received the first piece of revelation in the cave of Hira. Have you been to the cave of Hira? You haven't taken you there, have we?
I know.
No.
Well, you're not really
You've seen it
allowed to
though.
go
You've
inside.
seen the mountain because
Yeah.
we got to the bottom of it. Yeah. Okay. I've been there, but I'll take you there one day.
We haven't climbed up it.
I'll take you there one day, inshallah. You went to the Battle of Badr though. You've seen the site
Yeah. And the Uhud as well.
and Mount Uhud, yeah, and the mountain where the archers stood.
Oh yeah, we climbed up that one.
Yes, we did. All right, cool. We'll go over that in a moment, yeah. But when Rasulullah arrived in Medina, it really gathered momentum, yeah.
Yeah.
And what that meant was now all of a sudden, lots of people were interested in Islam, and they all became, and more people began to become Muslim, because in Makkah, if you considered how people would speak about Islam, they would only speak about Islam in a bad way. So
Yeah.
now everybody was thinking, Islam is this really bad religion, and you shouldn't talk to these people, and they believe in Allah, and they pray 5 times a day, and they're different to everyone else, because if you live in a place where people don't pray, then they do come across weird or different. So when you went to Medina, now all of a sudden people wanted change. They wanted something a little bit different. And when you begin to understand Islam, then it's natural to be more attracted to it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you think we should make videos like this talking about the whole everything from Islam? Like like when we started from when Rasulullah first received revelation.
Yeah.
I think we should make videos like this explaining it.
Yeah.
Do you want to be on camera as well?
Yeah.
You want to be on camera?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
And if Mum lets me.
Only
If Mum lets me.
if Mum lets you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about this afterwards. All right, let us know in the comments if you think we should do this series or video, and if you'd want to see him on camera.